Shall we start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Winnie, hello.
Hello, Nicholas.
You're always first here, Winnie. Well done. Winnie, can you do the first one, please? I'm tired. I think I'm going to put my feet up and some TV. Watch out, look or watch. Which one would you choose?
Look at.
It would be okay, but there's a better one.
Watch TV 啊？可是为什么会有 song 啊？
Yeah. That one's probably better. Look at's all right, but watch is the better option. Okay. Winnie, do you like television?
When I child, I like. But when I
Right.
grow up, my home don't have television.
Really? Okay. So what do you do for entertainment? Do you download films or what?
What?
What do you do for entertainment in the evening? Do you watch films or do you have a boyfriend or do you look after your children?
I play computer.
What do you play? Online games?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's good. Oh, so what games?
I play lots of games.
Okay. Thank you, Winnie. Chen, hello.
Hello, Nicholas.
Do you like music, Chen?
Yes.
Okay. Why do all young people love something loud music? Listening to, hearing or hearing to?
Listening to.
Good. Listening to is the correct answer. What's the difference between listening and hearing?
Listening is just focus or pay attention you what you listen, and hearing just hear some voice
That's all right. Listening is active. You do it. I'm listening to you now. Now, hearing is sort of just happens. So if Winnie is making a loud noise, you might hear Winnie making a loud noise, but you might choose not to listen to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, but you're right in what you're saying, Jen. Thank you.
Oh.
Min, hello. Minchi Ko.
Hey.
Can you something to go to the dentist tomorrow? I forgot my appointment last week. Remember me, remind me.
D, remind me.
Good. What's the difference between remember and remind?
Oh. Remember is. Yes. Remember something.
Yeah.
And
I can remind you of something too.
Remind is I don't know how to say.
All right.
But
Remember is something you do. Remind is someone else tells you to remember. So if you remind, you tell somebody else. If you remember is something you have to do. Okay? So, will you remember that?
yes.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tina.
No.
Have you had a nice week, Tina?
Yes.
Have you behaved yourself?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yes. Have you behaved yourself?
I'm always a good girl.
That's a nice answer, Tina. You're wearing a red dress today.
Huh? Right.
Yeah, red top.
Red T-shirt.
Red T-shirt, okay. The company was something in, how do you say that year?
1903.
Good. And what is great-great-grandfather?
Great. Your father's father's father.
Very good. Father's father. Yeah, I think that's right. Now, the company was founded, founded.
Founded.
Good. Founded in 1903. Tina, if you were born in 1903, how old would you be?
How old? How old?
Yep.
112. 112
Very
years.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bin. All right. Bin, what color would you use to describe your T-shirt?
My T-shirt is a very good T-shirt.
Yes, I know it's a very good T-shirt, but what color is it?
Yellow.
Not yellow. Yellow's that.
Sorry, I was wrong. That is not yellow.
Thank you. What color do you think it is?
T-shirt. Oh, I feel like it's blue.
Mm-hmm. This is blue. That's what I'm seeing, or more like this. What color's this? And don't say yellow or blue. Actually, it's probably that color, which, yes, it's light blue. So I'll say light blue, okay?
关掉。对， yeah. The left one is light blue. Okay.
Right. What are the colors of the rainbow?
Rainbow contains every kind of color.
No, it doesn't. There are 7 colors.
彩虹包括可见光谱的所有颜色啊。
Usually, common sense, 对不对？红橙蓝绿黄靛。
Okay. The rainbow contains red, orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, and violet.
Very good.
Thank you.
Now, she shows something, she cries at anything. Sensitive, sensible, senseless, or sensational.
A. Sensitive.
Yes, good. Now, which are you? Are you sensitive, or would you like to be one of these other words?
I am sensitive person.
Right.
I'm sensitive.
How about sensational?
Sensational. Sensational. Wow.
Sensational
刺激的。
It's a very positive word. If something is sensational, it means you like it, it's fantastic. So if you say that Tina's shirt or Tina's t-shirt is sensational, it means you like it a lot. Okay? Right. And the last one, Angela.
Hello.
Are you sensational?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going on a business something to Istanbul next week. Where's Istanbul?
Istanbul.
Yeah, where is it? Capital of what country?
Istanbul is
Begins with T.
Turkey.
Very good, Turkey. Angela, if I said you're a turkey, what do I mean?
I am noisy.
No, it means you're stupid. So if somebody says you're a turkey, it means you're silly.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
not
but
silly.
now which of... No, you're not a turkey. Now which of these did you say?
Business trip.
Good. That's the best word there. So a business trip means you're going there and back. And doing some sort of business. Okay. Thank you, Angela. Now, Volkswagen. Nicole, what's a Volkswagen? Do they make bread? Nicole, what a Volkswagen?
I don't know.
Well, they've got 4 wheels and they go in a line on a road. They're called a car. All right, Nicole, I'll come back and ask you something else in a minute. Now, just recently, Volkswagen have had a problem with some of their cars. It's been dubbed, what are they accused of? So that's a question. Accuse means somebody said you've done something wrong. So if I accuse you of murdering somebody, that's a crime. Anyway, Volkswagen, it's been dubbed the diesel dupe. The German car giant, that's Volkswagen, the German car giant, has admitted cheating emissions tests in the US. So that's what they're accused of. They're accused of cheating emissions tests in the US. Now, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, some cars being sold in America had devices in their diesel engines that could detect them when they were being tested, changing the performance accordingly to improve results. So Volkswagen have got a car. I'm not very good at drawing, as you can see, but say that's a Volkswagen. Emissions are what the car puts out. So an emission is what the car, if you like, it's called exhaust. Now, in the United States, in the West, and I presume in Taiwan, these emissions must be controlled. So you have limits as to what the car can put out. And Volkswagen have stuck something in their engine that improves results only when they're being tested. So in other words, they're cheating. Volkswagen has a major push to sell diesel cars in the US, backed by a huge marketing campaign, trumpeting its cars. Trumpeting means making a big noise. A trumpet is a musical instrument. It makes a big noise. Again, I can't draw very well, but it's sort of... No, my trumpets aren't very good. Wait a minute. I wish I could draw. All right, Angela.
Hi.
What's the name of that musical instrument?
Trumpet.
Good. Now, is it a wind instrument or a percussion? Just a minute, I'm writing these down for you. Percussion instrument. So is it wind instrument or percussion?
Wind instrument.
All right, good. Why is it called a wind instrument?
Because you blow it.
That's right. Now, if you have wind, what does that mean?
I don't know.
All right. In your tummy or your stomach. Yeah. What's inside your stomach?
Air.
No. Where what's in? Wait a minute. I'm not asking this very well. Yes, there is air inside, but what's this called? Begins with B.
Bowels.
That's right. So the air is in your bowels, or if you like, your gut. And when it comes out there, it makes a noise.
Ah.
Ah, yes. That's called wind.
Ah.
The word
I got it.
fart.
Okay.
It's not really. It's not a dirty word. But be careful when you say it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now just let me go back to Volkswagen. Okay. Thank you, Angela. So anyway, if you have a trumpet and you make a noise, it means when we use it trumpeting in cars, it means you're saying they're very good. So the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, cover 482,000 cars in the US, including Volkswagens, Audi, and Jetta, Beetle, Golf, and Passat. Those are types of Volkswagen cars. But Volkswagen has admitted there's 11 million cars are fitted with the defeat device. So, in short, the EPA says you must limit emissions. So Volkswagen have been cheating these emissions tests. And the way they've done it is to put on a special device. Sorry. It's a special device in their engine that detects they're being tested, and it reduces the emissions. But only for a short time. So when you stop testing them, the emissions go back up again. So in other words, they're cheating. And that's what dupe means. So if you dupe somebody, you are cheating them. You're doing something which is bad for them. Now, Sylvia.
Hi.
We keep using the word diesel.
Hello.
Do you know what that means?
Yes, it's a oil truck needed.
That's right. So it's a type of fuel. And it's often used, as you say, in trucks. Some cars use it. And it's a little bit cheaper than petrol. Now, Sylvia, can you drive yet?
No, I can't. I can ride motorcycle.
Okay. How old do you have to be to get a motorcycle license in Taiwan?
18.
18. Interesting. Do you think that's a good age, or should it be younger?
No, because I passed 2.
Okay. What are these things? Sylvia? Jetta, Beetle, Golf and Passat.
A brand of the car?
Good, that's right. So they're all Volkswagen, the brands of cars. And what are Volkswagen accused of?
Because he cheat everyone.
And how did they cheat?
He didn't I don't know.
That's right. They put a device in the car. What's a device?
A machine.
Yes, like a little machine. They put it in the engine, and it decreases, reduces the car's emissions. Okay?
Oh.
So in other words,
Okay.
if you have low emissions, they reduce pollution.
Explosion.
So the whole idea is to keep pollution down, but Volkswagen are cheating. Okay? Thank you, Sylvia.
Okay.
Now, okay. Right. Now the device it says like a sophisticated piece of kit. Just says the device sounds sophisticated. That means complex. So if something is sophisticated, it's complex. In other words, it's not simple. Full details of how it's worked are sketchy. So in other words, sketchy means not very clear. So exactly how this device works, it's sophisticated, complicated, but it's sketchy. We're not sure exactly how it works, but we know it works. Although the EPA has said that engines have computer software that could sense test scenarios. In other words, sense it's being tested by monitoring speed, engine operation, air pressure, and position of steering wheel. So these 4 things, speed, engines, air pressure, and position, these are called a test scenario because that's what's tested, and that there is a computer in the car that can detect that they're being tested. So they could sense they were being tested. When the cars were operating under controlled laboratory conditions, in other words, that's testing. So controlled laboratory conditions is testing. The car could sense it, which typically involved putting them on a stationary test rig. Stationary means not moving. So if something is stationary, it's not moving. The device appears to have put the vehicle into a sort of safety mode. in which the engine ran below normal power and performance. So in other words, when they're testing it, it reduces the emissions. And it reduces the emissions, it means Volkswagen look like their cars are they're good cars because they don't put out any pollution. But once on the road, the engines switch back to normal. And they emitted nitrogen oxide pollutants up to 40 times above what's allowed in the US. So that's quite high. So the EPA has said, right, I don't know what, but they've given a level, they've stated a level of nitrogen oxide which is allowed. And Volkswagen normally puts out 40 times higher. That's a lot higher. But when they're being tested, they decrease their emissions with a special device stuck in their engine. Now, Cheniten.
No.
Are you stationary?
Let me take a dictionary.
Are you stationary? I just
no.
told you. No, you're sort of moving. All right. Now, we keep talking about this device. What sort of device is it? Describe what it is. What does it do?
You want me explain something?
Yeah, what does this device do? Well,
In Taiwan have a station. You take your car to that station and have a pro person and inspect your car. The government the government meaning want someone to inspect your car.
right. What is computer software?
Huh? I don't know.
Well, do you know what computer is?
Computer software. Yes, computer software.
Right.
Where?
So what is software? What does it do in a computer?
Programming code that controls the computer.
Control the computer and program the computer.
Right. What's a device?
Pardon?
What is a device?
Device?
Yes.
Device 啊。You 他说那个车的 device 那个车的 device。I know. He want to 骗的英文哦 cheat. He want to cheat the text and let them.
All right. What is? You're correct. The device is to cheat the test.
Cheat the test.
Now, it's a software device. So in other words, the device
software
is in a computer. And what does it do?
The software in the car.
Yes, it's in the car. What does it do?
And to cheat the tester, and 我的荧幕现在看不到，因为我滑鼠控制不了。
Yes.
Sorry, 那个 my screen can print the monitor.
All right. So the device is computer
I
software.
can see the screen.
It's up on the wall.
So far.
I believe you.
The device is the computer software.
Yeah, and it cheats the engine, and that makes it seem it's better. Do you emit carbon nitrogen oxide yourself?
二氧化碳。Is nitrogen oxide is CO3?
Is that something you would like yourself?
Yes. Yes.
You would like it, would you?
People can emit nitrogen oxide.
Well, it usually comes from cars. It's a pollutant. What is a pollutant?
Break the earth.
So it's not good. It's bad for the environment. Thank you, Chen.
If NO1 can break the earth.
That's correct. All right. Now, what has been Volkswagen's response? It says the case against Volkswagen appears cast iron. Daniel, in a minute, I'm going to ask you what this means. So what is cast iron, alright? So cast iron case. That's a question for Daniel. So we've totally screwed up, said their boss, Michael Horn. While Group Chief Executive said his company broken the trust of our customers and the public. So Volkswagen have admitted that they are wrong and they've screwed up, broken the trust of people. An internal inquiry has been launched. In other words, they're having an investigation into what happened. And Volkswagen are recalling 500,000 cars in the US, and it set aside $4.7 billion US. It's quite a lot. But that's unlikely to be the end of the financial impact. So that's what it's going to cost them immediately, because the EPA has the power to fine a company up to $37,500 for every vehicle. So we're talking 500,000 cars multiplied by 37,000. So that's going to be several $100 million. So a maximum fine they could impose on Volkswagen is around $18 billion. Legal action from consumers and shareholders may follow, and there is speculation. Speculation means that somebody thinks that the US Justice Department will make a criminal probe. In other words, launch a legal case against them. Now, Daniel, what does the case against Volkswagen appear cast iron? What does that mean?
什么想开始？Sorry, can you ask again?
There's one simple sentence. The case against Volkswagen appears cast iron. So it's talking about this. The case is this business about the device to decrease their emissions. Now it says that case against Volkswagen is cast iron. What's iron?
Is
very obvious and very
obvious. Everyone can see that. So
Yes. Is iron soft or is it hard?
very hard.
Very hard. So the case against Volkswagen is not soft, it's very, very solid. So cast iron is a type of metal iron, and it's cast iron is a particular type of iron. I don't want to go into the chemicals, but cast iron is very solid, very heavy. And he says we've totally screwed up. What does that mean? If you screw up, Daniel, what does that mean? Is it good or bad?
We were wrong. We make a bad thing.
That's right. So if you screw something up, it means you've completely done it wrong. So you screwed up this sentence. I asked you a question and you screwed up. You couldn't answer it, well, not properly. All right. So screwed up means you did it not very well. So Volkswagen, now are Volkswagen accepting responsibility as writing this for their So Daniel, I've written something there. Are Volkswagen accepting responsibility for their crime or not?
Yes, because they recalled many cars in US to fix it.
That's right. So they've accepted responsibility, said we've screwed up. And their boss in America says it's broken the trust of our customers and the public. They started an inquiry. Now, what is going to be the result for Volkswagen? So I've typed that there. What's the result for Volkswagen? They've accepted responsibility, but what is going to happen to them?
Many consumers will lose their trust to Volkswagen and Audi.
Yep. And
the company will lose a lot of money to...
That's right. They'll lose a lot of money.
Because they made mistake.
Yeah. So they're going to... Now, $18 billion. How many zeros after 18? How many zeros?
Seven.
Keep going.
Oh, 70.
More.
6.
No, that'd be 18 million. So 6 is 18 million. You need 3 more.
Oh.
Okay, so 1 billion is 9 zeros. And 18 billion is 18 with... Now, what's a trillion?
Trillion.
Yeah. How many zeros?
12. How do I know? Trillion plus 5 千万.
So 12 is a trillion, alright? Now there is a word. Now, what's Googleplex?
Sorry, I don't know what is it.
Actually, no, sorry. It's yeah, that's right. Google. There's something called a Googleplex. It's GOOGLEX. So actually, it's a Googleplex, not a Googleplex. So a Googleplex. Who's going to tell me what that is? A Googleplex. Google, P-L-E-X. It is nothing to do with Google. So what's a Googleplex? Dylan, what's a Googleplex? All right, a Googleplex. Anybody know?
Hello, Nicholas. I'm Bing. I think Googleplex is a person when he had problem, he always use Google to find the answer.
Nope.
Am I right? No. Oh, thank you.
No, it's a very large number of Googleplex. It's not a word, a Googleplex. It's not a word we use very much. I just happen to, so this is actually, so a Googleplex, it's a portmanteau. That means it's a type of Google and complex. And it's a Googleplex, the name given to a very large number, 10 to the power of 100. And is that a large number, Daniel? 10 to 100? So Daniel, 10 to the power of 100. How many zeros after 10?
101.
100, but you're right, 100 plus 1. And that's a very large number. And it's called a Googleplex. Now that is of no value, I'm really telling you, okay? Alright. Thank you. Can you play a musical instrument? Dylan.
Hi.
Can you play a musical instrument?
那个叫什么？就是小提琴要怎么说？小提琴要怎么说？哦 ，violin。
Violin. Do you play it well?
No.
No. I used to play the piano. I don't play it well either. Now in the last little while, I just want to talk about Google. It's Google's birthday this week, 17.
Huh.
Jason,
Oh.
if Google is 17, what year were they founded?
这是2015吗？1998是吗？
Right. How old were you in 1998?
6. I'm 6. Is
6, right. So when Google started, you were 6.
92年。
So on the 27th of September, that was a week ago, Google was 17. The company is celebrating a seemingly random number because in the world of computer programming, 17 is considered to be a least random number. Now I'm not going to ask you what that means, because I don't really know what it means myself. But the least random number means it doesn't come up very often. But anyway, the reason why Google wants is because 17 is apparently important. Now this is what Google first looked like. So you had an exclamation mark, and you had 3 little things underneath. So there were no images. You typed in here or here. You could use email, but it was very basic. Now, Jason, what is beta? So if something's beta, what does it mean?
Because it's not. It means it's not official. It's not complete. It's just it's a prototype.
That's correct. That's right. Good. It's prototype. So this was Google fiddling around, learning how to do things properly. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Now, Google's original designer said she wanted the logo to look almost non-designed. What's a logo, Jason? So Jason, what's a logo?
It's a trademark and it can make somebody know your company.
Good. Describe McDonald's logo for me.
我要怎么画？我要画。哦，这边有笔吗？笔。哪里有笔？我在找笔。这个笔吗？啊，黄色。
So describe McDonald's logo.
It's a yellow M and with the white word McDonald's and its background color is red.
All right. Good. That's fine. It's a yellow M.
Yeah.
White McDonald's and red background. Right. Thank you, Daniel. Sorry, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. So, I'm not going to play the video, but it said that the logo was playful, deceptively simple. The design was subtle, so as to look almost non-designed, the reading effortless. The colours evoke memories of child play. So she's talking about the Google logo. So she's saying that this is almost not designed. It sounds like a lot. So, anyway. So this person that designed that says it's almost non-designed, so she thinks that it looks lovely. It says there's an ethereal quality to it. Jason?
Yes.
Would you like to have an ethereal quality?
Ethereal quality. 是吧？说什么？ I want have a little.
They have a little. That's good. Now, Google just launched a new logo. Said the very first doodle. Rex. What's a doodle?
Hello.
Doodle.
If you doodle, what are you doing?
Just draw. How to say?
Yeah. That's right. You just draw something on a piece of paper. Have you seen Google's doodles?
No.
So when you go onto Now, when you go on to Google, they start drawing at the top of the screen, and they're doodling like somebody's, putting a doodle. Anyway, now this is the reach of Google's new logo. So the blue areas are the countries that can see Google. Is their reach is it wide or narrow? That's not asking a good question. The whole of the earth can see Google, even China and India. So Google gets everywhere. It's the world's most dominant search engine. It's quite impressive. Now, Google used to have an exclamation point. So in 1998, it had this thing after it. Then that disappeared. Then it went to this, and the latest is this. So they're saying that Google, this is simple. They've gone back to simplicity. This was launched on September the 30th. That's what the Google logo now looks like. Rex, which one do you prefer and why? So of those four, which logo do you think is the best and why?
I think that the new one is the best.
Which one?
Because it's simple.
This one?
Yes.
Right. How is it different to this one?
It's
They say this one has something called a dropped shadow on the letters. If you look carefully, you see there's, do you know the word shadow? You have a shadow?
Yes, I have shadow.
Right. Well, yes. Right. If you look carefully, you see here there's a little shadow along the letters, whereas here there's no shadow. So they call this a drop shadow, and you can make letters look a bit prettier. But as you say, this is clean, it's easy to read, and I don't like this one personally. Any of these would be fine, but as I actually prefer that one personally. I like it, but it depends. It really doesn't matter. You still use Google. Rex, what's a search engine?
Google Chrome.
No, that's a search browser. Well, that's an internet browser. So what's a search engine? Well, give me another example. We've got Google. Give me another example. What does Microsoft use?
Microsoft 用什么？微软用什么？
Come on, Rex, give me another example. We've got Google. What other search engines are there? What is Microsoft's search engine called? Heard of Bing?
Bing.
Bing.
有那种东西。
So Rex, what does a search engine do? Or what is it used for?
you can search anything you want to like.
Yep. Now, my understanding is that Google has got more than 90% of the market. So 90% of the people in the world use Google to search the internet. Bing's got about 6%, and the other 4% is there's a few other search engines as well, but Google, for some reason, everybody uses it. Okay, thank you. Now, Google was first known as Backrub. That was its name, Backrub. So back in 1998 or 1996, when Google was known as Backrub, it had a more sensual, less cartoony logo. Sensual means sort of sexy. Cartoon is a cartoon, so this is apparently more sexy than their present image. Sensual is, you sort of feel it's nicer. Showing a hand stroking a bare back. So this is a back, that is a hand, and it's stroking the back. It's called back rub. The odd name came from the originate, means it came from the search engine's use of backlinks to rank the importance of a website. A pioneering invention. Basically, I don't want to go into the technicalities, just never mind that. But that's the way Google works, is it when you put a search term in, it goes off looking for links, and these are called backlinks because they take you back to the website. And that at the time, it was pioneering. It was a new thing. So pioneering means it's new. And it's a stupid name. I mean, it doesn't really, they called it Backrub, which is a bit stupid. But anyway, it's a year later when Larry Page and Sergey Brin rolled out the first Google logo. Shelley.
Hello.
Who do you think Larry Page and Sergey Brin are? Do you know, or can you guess?
No.
Well, they made the first Google logo, and they are the owners of Google. Do you think they suffer from poverty?
I think they are rich.
They are very, very rich. They're worth billions of dollars each. Good. I believe Google, from last week, it's worth billions of dollars. So it's a lot. Now, Shelley, do you like back rubs?
Like what?
Do you like back rubs?
No.
No. Shelley, what's a massage?
Oh. Yes.
Yes, what?
Oh. It is comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what's a massage? If somebody massages your neck, what are they doing?
They rub your neck.
That's right. Is it nice?
Yes.
Yeah. It depends who's doing it. All right. Thank you, Shelley. So it's Google's birthday, so happy birthday, Google. Shall we have a break, Pearl?
Okay, but I was hoping that we can talk about the importance of this VW Volkswagen thing on the performance, on the future of the company. And also, I guess the world is dying to know why they do such a thing, and what will happen to Germany. Okay.
All right. Well, do you want to do that after the break?
Yes, after the break. Maybe spend some time contemplating on those issues. Okay?
We can ask them.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We can make them think.
Good luck. Okay. Alice Lim, are you there?
Yes.
Alice, how old are you today?
Hello. Huh? 20.
20. Is that a good age?
Huh?
What are you doing for your birthday? How are you going to make it special?
Play with my roommate.
Right. Can the class please sing Happy Birthday to Alice?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Alice. Right.
Thank you.
Now.
So, Nicholas, you want to find a student to answer those questions?
Yes.
On the board?
So Volkswagen
You want to assign them?
U.S. car authorities, they put a device to reduce their emissions. It only works when the engine is being tested. So you ask them, Pearl. You ask them to see if they're any good.
Okay. Starting with senior class, how about Jason and Nick?
Yep.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is like the Volkswagen will suffer like a lot of funding and possibly go bankrupt, and you will lose credibility from the customer. And also, I heard that Volkswagen is a major diesel car promoter, and I think this will cause the U.S. distrust the diesel car, because since like I heard the Volkswagen is they say like the diesel car is much better than the traditional gas. Right now the diesel car is produce more nitrous oxide and carbon dioxide to the air. So I believe like the United States government will will not trust the diesel energy in the future.
Did you get that, Nicholas?
Yes, it's a good answer.
Yeah. And I was wondering that if the customer in the future will believe in other automakers. I mean, if Volkswagen is cheating on us, and how about Benz? How about other automakers? Don't they also have to be put on test? And who's going to do it?
It's likely the car authorities will be more, they'll put stringent in the future. Stringent means harder. It'll be harder for everybody because of this.
Well, who will be very happy under this condition? Japanese automakers, or motorcycle, or Harry Davidson. But anyway, you know, the car is still running. It's only that they suffer a really bad reputation, right? Because it's the pollution it creates to the world.
Yeah.
But the car has no problem.
No. Do you think the owners really care?
I doubt it, but I really doubt it. It's just that people will be astonished that these big automakers are lying, and they are already very wealthy. And why do they have to put that device to make the car look better, right?
It seems the stupid thing to do.
And I think not only Volkswagen is suffering the credit bankrupt, I think the whole Germany, who is very reliable, right? I mean, the model country, they have standard for everything. And now I think the whole country is also put to test because of this. So I really like to hear what my German friends will say about this. You know, I wrote them. Yes?
Go on, straight talk.
Okay, we have a friend in Germany. He's a professor there, and I asked him about the refugee, and he seems to be very optimistic. And I haven't written him about this. I really like to know what he has to say. Okay. Yeah. Do you have German friends around you?
Not in Australia.
Okay.
Most people here think that it will cost them a lot of money, Volkswagen.
Will they go
But
bankrupt?
as you say, the owners really don't care. No.
They won't? Okay.
They've got plenty of money.
And I read somewhere that the CEO walked away with a lot of money, even though he resigned. The system is designed in such a way that even they step down, they still had a lot of money with them. It's really unfair, right?
Pearl, if I step down, will you pay me $2 million?
No, we will start business together. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that someday. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, by the
Right.
way, you asked Bing to talk about tobacco, right? Last week.
I did.
Yeah, and he got it prepared. Anytime where you want him to say
Okay.
to show
Do it now
okay.
then.
Okay.
I'll give the token back to Karen.
Good morning, everyone. I am Bing. Now I want to introduce about tobacco. Tobacco is a product prepared from the leaves of the tobacco plant by curing them. Tobacco contains the alkaloid nicotine, a stimulant. Dry tobacco leaves are mainly smoked in cigarettes, cigars, pipe tobacco, and flavored shisha tobacco. They are also consumed as snuff, chewing tobacco, and dipping tobacco. Tobacco use is a risk factor for many diseases, especially those affecting the heart, liver, and lungs, and several cancers. In 2008, the World Health Organization named tobacco as the world's single greatest cause of preventable death. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Informative. What's that, Bin? What does informative mean?
Informative.
If something is informative.
With a lot of information.
That's right. It provides useful information. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we're going to do some listening. Says he, hopefully. Just a minute, please. Now, Alice, what is the Hajj?
How to spell it?
It's there, H-A-J. It's something to do with Muslims.
Let me think about it.
That's all right. Pearl, would you like to assign these questions?
I know.
Sorry, go on, Alice.
It's a country.
It's not a country.
It's a place that Muslims go to worship.
That's right, more or less.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
Is it somewhere you would like to go?
No,
You're,
because I'm not Muslim.
all right.
Okay,
You
I
could
can go
marry
to
an
travel. But I I like Taiwanese. I am not interested in 阿拉伯要怎么讲？阿拉伯 Arab.
No, I don't blame you. You want a nice Taiwanese boy. All right, thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
Pearl, can you assign these questions, please?
Yes, I just did.
All right. Can we start that playing when you're ready then? Okay. What ceremony were the pilgrims taking part in when the disaster occurred? Hello?
Hello. The pronunciation is so special. I cannot understand what he said, sorry. stoning the devil. They threw
What
the
is the
stone,
devil?
right?
Yes.
Devil, a bad guy.
More.
Satan, 撒旦哦，是吗？Satan 哦，撒旦。
Mm. Yeah. Well, the
A bad
ceremony is
guy.
called stoning the devil. And that's what they all do every year. That's why. So, okay, you can watch it yourself later. Okay. What year did a disaster last occur? So what year, town, and how many people died?
Sorry, I couldn't understand you.
Oh dear. It was called Mina. 2006, and more than 360 people died. So this has happened before. How much has the Saudi government spent trying to stop things like this?
Pardon, can you say the question again?
It's written here.
不是我。
Yeah, it was all. So how much have the Saudi government spent trying to prevent this sort of disaster?
More than 1 billion.
That's right. So they weren't very successful. What's Mecca?
It's a small town. To Muslim, it is important and sacred. Muslim will
That's correct.
Hajj there.
So they every year about 2 or 3 million people go to Mecca. Because if you're a Muslim, you're supposed to go once in your lifetime. That's the hope, anyway. Right. What? What safety measures have the Saudi government put in place? What have they done?
They try to expand the space.
Correct. So they tried to expand the space. Did they succeed? All right. Why did the safety measures fail?
Oh, sorry. The pronunciation was totally special, so I can't understand.
All right. Because the Pumas were excited, pushing and shoving each other, and the result was catastrophe. What is a catastrophe? Are you a catastrophe?
What is catastrophe?
Yes, that's what you're telling me.
Let me. Okay, because the trainer was excited and pushing or something. So, what did you ask?
What is a catastrophe?
It is just like a destruction or the destroy or
Disaster.
yeah.
Give me an example of a natural catastrophe. Something to do with nature. Or if you like, a natural disaster. What natural disaster hit Taiwan?
Like earthquake or typhoon or
Yeah.
tsunami.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So typically, typhoon seems to be what you get regularly. Now, the next one is on the same subject, and it should be clearer, because I do agree that the pronunciation of that wasn't wonderful, but the next one's much clearer. So, Pearl, perhaps you could give the questions to the same people that can't answer any. So there's 4 questions. Perhaps you can give them to the same people.
Ten people?
Yeah, because
The
nobody
previous
answered
six-
any. Yeah, 'cause nobody answered any.
Oh, those? The previous six of them?
There's only 4, so there's only 4. Or Alice can do them
Okay.
if you want. For a birthday. It's up to you.
Alice? Yeah, the birthday girl. Okay.
All 4 of them.
We're asking her?
All 4 of them.
Okay. Okay. Alice,
Right.
it's your
Well,
day.
All right, Alice, you know what a Hajj is at Mecca? It's that and a pilgrim is somebody that goes to Mecca as part of religion. You better not give them all to Alice. That's not fair.
Okay.
All right. So somebody's got them. Pearl?
Alice says she can handle them.
All right, that's good.
Don't worry. Yeah, she got helpers
You can
around
start that
her.
playing when you want. This is a lot shorter. It's only 1 minute.
With the emergence of new images showing the extent of Thursday's Hajj disaster, the Saudi government is under growing pressure to explain and account for the crush that left.
Okay, Alice, or whoever. Why is the Saudi government under growing pressure?
Have to explain why it happened.
To explain for the crush.
Yep.
That
What?
yeah, people that.
And what cause has been put forward for this disaster?
Many people dead.
Yeah, but
Yes.
pilgrims were blamed. Because?
They ignore crowd control rules.
Good. What's crowd control?
And
Maybe they want them to stay somewhere.
like for example, they didn't stay in line.
Yes.
Or
Why is Iran upset?
Because they have no ability.
No ability.
So the Saudi Arabia didn't have ability.
Didn't have ability to do what?
To handle such a big event.
And how many people were killed from Iran?
131 citizens.
Very good. And how did this crush occur?
Two groups of pilgrims
Yes.
arrived at a crossroads in Mecca
Right.
at the same
Correct.
time.
So thousands of pilgrims coming this way, thousands of pilgrims coming that way, and they all met here and they crushed each other. 720 people died. Do you think being crushed would be a nice way to die?
No.
No. Now, Alice, what is euthanasia?
What is euthanasia?
Yes. Would you like to be euthanized?
No.
Why?
Oh, I know what is euthanasia.
Oh, you tell me then.
To many animals, like stray dogs.
Yes. But what about
Many.
humans?
No.
It's called
Like
mercy
baby.
killing. You kill somebody medically because there's something wrong with them. Now in Europe, in Switzerland, there is a place called Dignitas. And if you have a terminal illness, what's that, a terminal illness?
End your life.
That's right.
End
the
of
life
your
cancer.
life.
It can kill you.
Yes.
So if you have a terminal illness, you can go to Dignitas. They will give you drugs that make you die. That's called euthanasia. Do you agree with that?
No.
Right, so you're in a great deal of pain. You're suffering. And you're going to die in a few days. If your mother had this problem, would you be happy to see your mother suffering?
No. I make my change. I changed my mind.
Yeah. in Australia, we're having a debate about euthanasia. Debate is a discussion in Parliament, in the politics, and at the moment it's illegal. The only place in the world it's legal is in Switzerland, and I believe in, well, I know in Holland, that's the Netherlands. So in Switzerland and Holland, euthanasia is legal for those who are dying. But it's likely to come in soon in Australia. It's interesting. All right, Angela.
Hi.
I have the flu. What are the main symptoms?
You will cough,
Correct?
running nose,
Correct?
have a fever,
Correct?
almost like this.
Headache. A muscle ache.
Yes.
Yes, well, I've got a cough, I've got a runny nose, I've got a fever, and I've got muscle ache. I've also got a sore throat.
Oh.
So every so often I cough and I have to put the sound off. So you don't hear me coughing. Okay, thank you, Angela.
Thank
It's
you.
interesting. I see many of you wearing face masks when you have sickness. That seems to be something that's done in Asia. Or by Asians. Caucasian people don't often wear masks. They just cough everywhere. So wearing face masks is a good idea, but it's not done much by people outside Asia. I don't know why that is. Seems to be something that's just done now. Wait a minute.
Okay. Nicholas.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about tattoo?
Certainly.
Remember in the past years we show people with tattoo, all with very grotesque, I think with very grotesque outcome.
Yes.
But these days all the entertainers seem to have tattoo on, their hands, their limbs, and or neck, or on their back. And is this become acceptable practice? I mean, since they are so popular and people is used to them.
The trouble is, Pearl, that celebrities think they're famous, and yes, it's become acceptable. As long
No, acceptable in what sense? I mean, you see people walking around with this, but when you are hiring people, I wouldn't hire anyone with such. If they hide their tattoo somewhere, it's okay.
Well, this obviously is not acceptable. This is nuts. But if you're a famous person, you don't need to be hired. But yes, I agree with you. If somebody turns up and they've got tattoos on their arms or their face, I probably would not hire them. So, but some people are, they want to be like a celebrity. and they copy them.
Are those tattoos washable?
What, the ones I just showed you? No, they're permanent.
Okay. Some of
So,
some of my favorite singers have tattoo on their arms, and they look quite nice on them.
yeah. Well, as I said, there's the word subtle. As long as they're subtle or hidden, and they're not offensive, that, you know, sort of one's all right. It's where people keep getting them, because some people are silly. But as I said, that we've got a girl at work where I work, and she's got a small tattoo on her foot, and we can't see it, and that's fine. And you know, but in Australia, if you have just a minute, I'll show you a picture. They have these things. This is common with some people, and we call it a tramp stamp. A woman who is a tramp is sort of a bit slutty, not very nice, you know. And anyway, this has got the name tramp stamp. A lot of girls in Australia do this. They get this tattoo just above their bum, and it's on the lower part of their back, and that's quite common. This is a big one, but some people get little ones, but it's quite interesting. But that's not uncommon. The males tend to get them on their arms, so there's a thing called a sleeve tattoo, and the trouble is they get them all down one arm, so like does anybody know who that is?
Beckham.
Yeah, that's right, it's Beckham. Now he's got them. This is called a sleeve tattoo because it's on his arm where a sleeve goes. And he can do it because he's worth about $100 million US. He's also got a good body. But if he gets fat when he's old, he'll look stupid. However, he doesn't need a job. Would I give him a job? They're not on his
walking
face.
around. Yeah. You know, he's just walking around with his children. Yeah, one is a model and one is a little girl, and the family just walk around, and the photographer was chasing them, and his wife has a clothing line, right?
Yes, that's right. He's married to one of the
they're
Spice
making money.
Girls.
Yeah, Spice Girl. Yeah, so they're making money every second. They are
Absolutely.
On the street. Absolutely. Yeah, can you show the site, the link that Karen has put on?
Yes.
Yeah, you know that is action. Yeah. See?
Who is
so
that?
You know, Who is that? Oh, I like him. Any one of you know him? 知道他吧? Yeah. Well, he also makes a lot of money. A British singer. Looks like a nice kid. So his tattoo is different, almost like a children's cartoon, right? And make it less offensive. But you know, and I was wondering, are they washable?
No, they can do removable tattoos. They're made of a special ink that they can break down with lasers. But the tattooists the people that do tattoos are called tattooists. They don't like using this ink that can break down because they say they're not proper tattoos, because tattoos should be permanent. You can remove them with lasers, but the more color in them, the harder they are to remove. Apparently the different colors are very hard, and they're also very painful and very expensive to remove. But once you've got them, they're there for the rest of your life. So, yeah, it's interesting. Have you got any tattoos?
Let's ask the class. They say no.
Actually, Alice, you should get a tattoo for your 20th birthday.
I don't have money.
All right. What if I pay for it?
Usually the first tattoo is their lover's name, right, Nicholas? Usually the first tattoo is Usually the first tattoo an individual do is their lover's name, right?
Oh. I better not ask Alice any further questions then.
She said no already.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Rita, tell me about this.
Pardon?
Tell me about that picture. Describe it.
There is a tiger on the stone which Buddha. Stone Buddha.
Correct. Describe the color of the tiger.
Is yellow and black combined.
Yeah, stripes. We say these are black stripes. So a stripe is like a line of color. Where do you think this is? You've got a huge Buddha's head. Where do you think it might be? There's one country or a couple of countries where you see huge statues of Buddha.
Winnie, give it a try.
India.
Yes, possible. But Thailand? Or Cambodia? It's very common to see huge statues of Buddha in those places. Even Vietnam. Now, Shelley, what's this?
Nicholas, I'll ask Sam to answer this.
This is a picture of many humans. Female.
Human?
Female.
Female, that's the word.
This is really funny. After 20 years, 10 years, you cannot tell the effect of age, right? Because you might not remember where you stand.
Can't see them. These are called hijabs.
They themselves can't remember either.
No. Well, it's hard to tell which are which. I mean, that could be Alice for all we know. But it's a bit sad. Ivy.
I.
What's the problem with this lady?
She is addicted to something and
Yes.
turn to a
So
and
describe
her
the
face
yes,
is turned very old and red.
Yeah. What's she addicted to?
Mess.
Right. And what was her job before?
Model.
Yeah.
Model.
So she's not really a model anymore.
Huh?
Ivy, in your country, do you have many drug addicts?
Yes, maybe.
Mm. Mm. Shannon? What do you think of this?
A kind of dog, and it's kind of like a wolf, and
What's special about them?
it's very big, and
And
it's very wild and dangerous.
yeah.
Oh, and they are
And-
very loyalty. They are very loyalty.
Yeah, very loyal.
Yeah.
And one other thing about them.
Extensive.
They're very expensive. I can't remember their names, but they're popular in China. Shannon, do you like dogs?
No. It costs
Do you
me
like pets, or is it?
Mastiff.
Would you keep a pet?
Sorry?
Would you keep a pet, Shannon?
No. Yeah.
No. Why not?
Yeah. Because I'm too lazy to take care of them, and I don't like them to come close to me or lick me.
Okay. Thank you. Jerry.
Hi.
What's the story here? You need to read this and then describe the picture.
我听不到。
Jerry, what's going on here?
She becomes the standard.
Yes. Now,
She
where
lost
was
weight.
her husband when she lost weight?
Afghanistan.
And what's his job? And don't tell him, Pearl. What's his job? So he's in Afghanistan and he's wearing a strange uniform.
He is the soldier.
Correct. Now, what is camouflage?
To avoid the enemy to find him.
That's right, so it hides you. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Hug. Hugkin. What is the elephant doing?
He's crossing over the fence.
Did he cause any damage?
Pardon?
Did he cause any damage?
No.
Why not? Do you think that's interesting?
Yes, he's very smart.
So, how much do you think an elephant weighs?
Maybe 10 tons.
2 tons.
2 tons.
Yeah. 10 tons is a lot. Okay. Now the last one probably, flower.
Hello. I'm Flower.
What is this showing? What do you think they've taken a picture for?
The age of a tree. The age
Correct.
of a tree.
Is it an old tree?
What?
Is it an old tree?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because the let me think it. It had many circles.
Yes, they're called tree rings.
Oh, tree rings.
Rings. Yeah, and each year one more ring forms.
Yeah.
And this was a very old tree, about 1,000 years. So you can see the height. So they chopped it down, so it fell down. It's probably a redwood. They're the biggest trees in the world, and they reach heights of 100 meters. They're in America.
Oh.
They're quite interesting. Do you have big trees in Taiwan?
Yeah. In Mountain Ali.
What is it?
Also the redwood.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Right. Shall we stop there, Phil?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
We can stop.
I'll see you next week.
Okay. See you.
Goodbye. Bye.
See you, bye.